Oh, hello. I don't recognize your face. Strangers are somewhat scarce in a village like this one. Good day. I am Anchor Edmure, scholar and novice sagecrafter. Of course, I may not be a novice much longer. Not after the Scholia Arcana reads my latest discoveries. I have lived in Amalur for many years, uneventfully so. But recent events have led me to believe that my time here is all part of a greater destiny. You see, my apprentice Donald and I have noticed strange weather patterns that occur only in the Forsaken Plain. We don't have answers yet, but we will. Very few have noticed, but the temperature around the Forsaken Plain is dropping. It's so slight that you wouldn't even feel the chill unless you knew to expect it. I don't know the cause of this phenomenon, but I'm sure whatever it is will greatly interest the Scholia Arcana.
So inverse climate change.
I follow the strains of magic to this spot, across fields and forests and overseeing stone. There's a great power resting beneath Amalur. It's ancient, wild. They are the supreme authorities on magic, and for years I have petitioned them for membership. Unfortunately, they have yet to recognize my scholarship.
Alright, let's see what you have in your shop. Nothing that I need.
Farewell.
Yeah, Prophet Till's books, yeah, you can forget about that.
Watch yourself.
Probably have to get some new lockpicks sometime soon.
Just give me a straight answer. Is the General still in the cradle of summer?
She is for as much good as it'll do her. But the cards don't lie. She'll never get that door open. Fate says it's so.
Yes. Well, then I suppose we'll just have to change fate, won't we?
What do you need?
I am on official business. Unless you've been sent by the Alpha army, we have no reason to speak. I was a soldier once, in the years before the Crystal War. I saw many die at Gallifore Fields. You could say I learned my lesson. I'm here as a recruiter for the Alpha army. My superiors believe there's still fresh blood to be wrung from the Forsaken Plain. They're wrong, of course. Let's just say I'm glad I'm not one of them. War is harsh on many people in many ways. Those of us who can avoid the suffering should. Ask anyone and you'll get the same answer. They're animals. They care nothing for the mortal races. We're just dust to them.
35%, shall we try? We're gonna try, we saved before this.
A spy? Me? Ridiculous. You might want to stop your drinking while you're good riddance. I am on official business. Unless you've been sent, ask anyone and you'll get the same answer. I'd like to see you prove that. Goodbye, I don't feel like talking about the Tuatha anymore. A spy. Good riddance.
Okay. Whoa! Did he just stack me in the face? Okay. He doesn't have anything that would make me suspect him.
Isn't it a glorious day, as if Helios himself warms us with a smile? To what do I owe this courtesy? I only have a few moments to spare. The Godstorm awaits my return, and it doesn't like to wait. Why, the Godstorm is the greatest event that our fragile world has ever witnessed. It was a battle, a conflict between Fae. They call it the Withering War. That's why I relocated to Emir to complete my book, the definitive work on the subject. The village is nice enough, quiet, although the new arrivals give me no peace. Sadly, I lack the last few resources needed to tell the full story. The works of the famous scribes Ewald, Dalston, Callus, and Wildfrold. Gone. I was so close. They are lost to the ages, I'm afraid. Minds such as Ewald and Callus are rare. I suspect that their works have been spread across the plains. It is a good place to find the peace I need to complete my work, although the refugees have certainly slowed progress. I am not one for the cacophony of any kind.
Oh,
I don't know how the Fae
excuse
in the
you?
Cradle of Summer can stand having us so near. Our mortal din is far too distracting even for me.
Excuse me for having refugees that have lost everything cry every now and then. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I have never laid my gaze upon it. Such a thing would not be proper. I am a dustling, a child of death. The Cradle of Summer must not be sullied by my taint.
Meanwhile, we have already strolled into Isa, so we are like, yeah, no, whoever cares what.
It is not in the Fae's nature to fight. The summer and winter courts have existed in harmony since the beginning of time. Leave it to us mortals to ruin a good thing. 500 years ago, the Summer King Isa and the Winter Lord On broke from that pattern and fought a battle here on this very plain. The land carries the scars. I was born in the city of Rathir, an orphan of the Wending. One day, I stumbled upon the Scholia Arcana library, and I found new life in the ancient books. My advice to them would be to gain some perspective. Villages grow and burn. There is only one event that is worth our attention, and that is the Godstorm.
Right, I tell them that.
I don't typically prefer the company of others. Take the leader of these refugees, for example. Master Elrod Edmund. Gruff, coarse, not a pleasantry in sight.
I'll tell that to them right after I
Keep your
find them
eyes
some new houses and something to eat, okay?
Yes? You with that Docklefar woman? Well, between you and me, I think she might be a bit off her head. That's what the cards say, at any rate. Don't know much about it, really. I'm not from here, I'm just passing through. If you've got a knack for it, there's a living to be scratched out of fate weaving. Farmers like to know their yields in advance, at least. Nasty out there. But with Freeman plaguing the roads south, there's not much safer travel to be had. Cold comfort. Pleasant travels.
Hello there.
Alright, let's talk to her.
Thank you for coming all this way. I don't know if you heard that, but it sounds as if General Talera is still here in exile.
Why is she in
For
exile?
all but losing the fortress of Melsenshire. Long ago, Talera led our forces, but then the Tuatha produced a foe she could not best. Her forces barely survived the retreat out of Cluracan. Many blamed her for the loss, to have built up hopes so high, only to have them topple. That was Talera's crime, and she has paid for it, day after day.
God forbid a woman do anything.
You're as quick as ever. Talera is in the Cradle of Summer, banished from the battlefields of Melsenshire, until she can atone for her past. According to the Fate Weaver here, She seeks an artifact from Ural Tusk that might break the siege and aid our forces. But she cannot do so alone, for poor Talera is fated never to succeed. That is where you can help. Last I heard, General Talera was somewhere in northern Arethel, searching for a way to turn the tide of the war. I think she took a squad to Uraltus. In a hidden valley, northwest of the plains of Arethel, the ruins of Ural Tusk lie undisturbed, as they have for many centuries. What Talera wants there is beyond me, but I trust her, even if it goes against my better judgment. You should be just what the General's looking for.
Alright, we'll go find her eventually.
Please, make yourself comfortable. We don't see too many travelers in a mare these days. Not with that forest of tents growing out front. Relax, and partake of what our small hamlet has to offer. This is the birthplace of alchemy in the Feylands. These plains have been soaked in the deepest magic. Every leaf, every stem, every root holds secrets. If you want to know more about our history, and about the fascinating flora and fauna of the Forsaken Plain, speak to Molly upstairs. She's a sweetie. Refugees from the coast of Tuili. They claim their village was burned by Tuatha, but I know better. The Tuatha here in the realm of the Summer Court? I think not. They began arriving several weeks ago, marching from Galafor with their belongings dragged behind them. We've given them all we can, but we only have so much. No problem. We just fixed one up all nice and tidy. You're welcome to. Well, you know where to go if you need a place.
Right. Let me see if you have lockpicks and perhaps a backpack. Well, you have lockpicks at least. I'll take all of those. Thank you.
Place to rest. We'll be here if you need us.
Hi. Hello. I'm Orca Tetran, village healer. You're new in Amer. I never forget a face. Are you with the refugees? I'm sure you've heard about how Amer is the birthplace of modern herbalism, a cradle of enchanted flora, a haven for the wildest reagents. Me, I don't care about that. I like the people. We get all sorts of interesting folk in here, like Oddwald the Scribe, like you. Nope, I'm never bored, not in Amer. I've never met one so obsessed. He goes on and on about his life's work, as if other mortals will find his study of the Fae as fascinating as he does. You can usually find him holed up in his house across the way, but sometimes he spends time here with us in the tavern. They are sorry caravan. I, for one, believe their stories. Look what the Tuatha have done across the sea, and what they intend to do if they arrive here. Gods forbid. What would stop them from sending warriors to hunt us down by our very hearths? The Tuatha will not rest until they break us. That is why we must never let them.
I like her. Do I have any cursors or diseases? No. Oh, I'll take the healing. It's just 800.
Safe travels.
You are just a normal citizen, so I don't need you. This is the guy believed of being a spy.
Please, it's rude to interrupt someone while they're deep in thought.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a fine place, very welcoming to those who make the proper arrangements.
Proper arrangements? What are we talking about?
They are poor creatures. I pity them, as should you. Goodbye.
Hello there. It's about time. Someone new. I was beginning to think I'd turned to dust here at this counter alone, uninteresting and not having spoken to another soul in days. Han likes to keep me up here, because down there I fill his ears with talk. Like that's a bad thing. This village is a graveyard sometimes. Talk would do it some good. Molly Janik at your service. I teach alchemy. What can be taught, that is. Most of it is a gift. Either you have it, or you don't. It's big business around here. The magic of the Forsaken Plain has cooked up some mighty strange ingredients, that's for sure. You'll find some pretty weird stuff. My father was an alchemist. He trained me and my sister Lila to carry on his legacy. Lila hates people. Spends most of her time in the cradle of summer, alone. Dull. I hate to say it, but the refugees are the most excitement we've seen here in weeks. You'd think there'd be more drama with a war on, but not in Emir. Here we are between the Cradle of Summer and Rothia, and I spend my days watching the clouds drift by. What do you want to know? If you're going to spend time with Lila, you might want to prepare yourself beforehand. She's, unique. Lila has spent far too long in the Cradle of Summer with the Fae and their magic. All of that exposure has, how do I put this, altered her perspective. She's strange, all right. There, I said it.
That's alright, we have met plenty of strange people.
Khan is an idiot. He's the only one who's imposed this ban on refugees in the village. To what end? They don't want trouble. Only food, water, a warm bed. Idiot.
Yep, that's what I figured.
Don't be a stranger.
We're gonna come back to this guy when we have leveled up our speech. We don't have any downstairs areas, so we just move on. Oh, wait. There's some loot to be had. Oh, we might actually have to sell some stuff soon.
You resemble someone of authority. Two rogues, likely freemen, have stolen a precious item from me. Pay attention! And to think my taxes pay your salary. There were two of them, swarthy brutes, hairy, filthy. A shudder at the thought. The beasts ransacked my antiquities collection and stole several notable items. I am a gentleman, and if you can recover my amulet, I will make it worth your time and effort. I glimpsed them leaving through the back window as they made for the woods. Name your price. Well, perhaps that's not accurate, but you will win my favor. And they don't call me the richest man in Gorhot for my charming personality.
You're a long way from Gorhot.
Excellent. I will stay here, secure, and wait for your return. This village was once a bustling crossroads for traders and dealers in the arcane. However, in recent years, it has become a barren outpost for the ignorant. Disgusting, sweaty, pathetic things. Do not misunderstand me. I have sympathy for the wretched, but only if they're far from my doorstep.
Fuck you too.
It was an impressive gem sold to me on the road to Haxi. Quite the curio. It is called the Eye of Aman, a magical token shaped by the Fae Aman the Clever. I've yet to research it thoroughly, but it is certainly valuable. One must keep an eye on every possession since the freemen began to terrorize the plain. Some dare to enter the village even with the militia outside. I am W. Imundus, owner of Oddities and Curios by W. Imundus. I have lived in our village for nearly 1 year. I detest it. And don't get me started on the Alpha.
Wow.
I've told you everything, fool. Goodbye.
Okay, he is full of it. Writing is too faint to read. Okay. Tome of Artifacts. That's a new one. Don't think we've seen that before. Chapter 4, The Eye of Aman. The Eye of Aman is a cursed fey artifact said to bring an affliction of the elements upon its owner. It is a bright red jewel and shines even in the darkest of places. It is approximately the size of an eye, hence its name. It exudes a slight warmth, and those in possession of the jewel have claimed they were irresistibly drawn to it. Indeed, some of the magic in this artifact may be enchanting the wearer, as is custom with many cursed items. According to popular myth, the Eye of Aman was placed in the Fey Hollow known as Sil by Aman as a cruel trick. Knowing that mortals would be drawn to the promise of riches, he crafted a gem to be remarkably brilliant. Then he cursed the gem so that one could never get rid of it unless it was willingly taken from its owner. Finally, he set upon it a curse of elemental magic, such that fire, ice, and lightning would bring indescribable pain to any who wear the eye, or so the rumors proclaim. It is said that there is a way to cleanse the gem of its curse by bringing it back to the altar found in Sil. It is a dangerous journey, but we imagine it is one well worth the risk if the effects of the gem's curse are real. One could never get rid of it unless it was willingly taken from its owner. So it wasn't stolen from him, he wanted to get rid of it. Alright, let's see. I think there was there another guy who had a quest for me here? I think there was another... There was another exclamation mark. But not anymore.
Keep your eyes.
Alright, well let's... Oh, that was an antelope. Oh, and I wanted to sell stuff. I just forgot about that. Alright, let's pick up a few more of these herbs or alchemic ingredients. Then we gotta sell. $113. Oh, this is better. That's got poison resistance. Let's see, we have 128 and 84, 212. Not enough. Extra mana, we don't need that. Mana and ice resistance, lightning resistance. Anything here that is easy to sell or safe to sell? Not as far as I can tell. Okay.